Episode 18, Glen and Dec, Time Well Wasted. Welcome back to Time Well Wasted, Episode 18, Samurai, Solar Kings and Chaos, the Japanese Watch Special. Today we're diving deep into Seiko, Citizen, Casio, and the mighty Grand Seiko.
This is the episode where I finally learn how to pronounce Zaratsu without pulling a muscle.
Dear listeners, unfortunately Linda isn't here. She's traveling overseas. Hopefully she'll be back in a few weeks with more Japanese watch lore, assuming she hasn't defected to a rival podcast.
She wouldn't. We have biscuits.
Let's kick off with why Japanese watches deserve an entire episode. 3 reasons: innovation without ego, reliability without drama, design without pretension. Japan doesn't try to sell you a lifestyle or heritage dating back to 1472. They sell you watches that work, last, and occasionally blow your mind.
Swiss brands give you a leather-bound booklet explaining the philosophy of time. Japanese brands give you a watch that survives a fall down the stairs.
And you've tested that personally.
Gravity is my co-host.
Okay, let's start with Seiko, the backbone of Japanese horology. They make everything from €100 daily beaters to €6,000 masterpieces. Let's name unique Seiko traits: spring drive, mechanical soul, quartz brain. Iconic designs: SKX, turtle, samurai, alpinist. Loom that could guide aircraft. Modding culture: Seiko is basically Lego for adults.
My Seiko 5 is modded with a strap that doubles as a bottle opener.
That's not modding, that's a cry for help.
It's functional.
Next we have Citizen, the brand for people who want accuracy, reliability, and zero maintenance. Citizen strengths: Eco Drive, powered by any light source; Super Titanium, lightweight, scratch-resistant, futuristic; ridiculous accuracy, value that embarrasses Swiss brands.
My Citizen is the only watch I own that hasn't judged me.
I know why. It's solar. It doesn't have the energy. Time for Casio. Casio is pure joy. Affordable, durable, iconic. In my view, Casio highlights include G-Shock, indestructible; F91W, the €20 legend; Edifice, sporty and underrated; Pro Trek, outdoor watches with features you'll never use.
My F91W survived a washing machine cycle.
I remember that. Your clothes didn't.
Sacrifices were made. I was impressed.
Grand Seiko is where Japanese watchmaking flexes. These are luxury pieces with craftsmanship that rivals, and often surpasses, Swiss brands. Grand Seiko is simply magic. Zaratsu polishing, mirror finish so sharp it exposes your insecurities. Spring drive perfection. The smoothest seconds, hand on earth. Nature-inspired dials, snowflake, white birch, Lake Sua. Obsessive accuracy, regulated like musical instruments.
I saw a Grand Seiko dial once and cried.
It was a reflection of your face.
Still emotional. I'm still to get one. These aren't cheap.
We can't talk Japanese watches without mentioning the quartz revolution, the moment Japan basically roundhouse kicked the Swiss industry.
It was a spiritual event.
In the 1970s, Seiko dropped the Astron, the first quartz wristwatch, and suddenly Swiss brands realized their €3,000 mechanical pieces were being outperformed by a €50 Japanese watch.
Imagine losing a fight to a watch powered by a battery from a toy shop.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That was the case. Accuracy, affordability, reliability. Japan changed the entire industry.
Swiss CEOs were crying into their fondue.
I bet they were. Japanese watches have a very distinct design language. It's not loud, not flashy. It's intentional.
Okay, Glenn, let's cover key traits.
Nature-inspired textures, sharp case geometry, functional dial layouts, minimalist elegance, cultural symbolism.
I must confess to something. My Seiko dial looks like a frozen pond.
That's the Omiwatari inspiration. Cracks in the ice representing spiritual crossings.
My bathroom tiles represent spiritual crossings too.
Let's not dive too deep into your bathroom adventures. Your bathroom represents trauma. All right, Declan, I want to cover the topic of movements because Japan makes some absolute monsters.
Let's start with Seiko 6R series.
Reliable, accurate, easy to service.
I'm testing you. Now, Seiko 8 L/9S, Grand Seiko.
High beat, beautifully finished, insanely precise.
One of my favorite ones, Citizen Miyota 9000 series.
The movement that powers half the microbrands on Earth.
I have a Miyota-powered watch that ticks louder than my fridge.
That's because you bought it from a man selling vape juice.
You might be right. Okay, Casio modules.
Digital brilliance, alarms, timers, calendars, world time, all in a €20 watch.
My Casio has more features than my phone. The calculator watch, the symbol of my youth.
I had one too. Let's do a quick personality test, if you prefer.
Seiko.
You're adventurous, curious, and occasionally reckless.
That's me.
Is it? You're reckless without the adventurous part.
Citizen.
You're practical, organized, and probably own a label maker.
Casio.
You're nostalgic, fun, and slightly chaotic.
That's me too.
Yes, definitely, but in a concerning way.
Grand Seiko.
You appreciate craftsmanship, detail, and quiet luxury.
I appreciate snacks.
This is not a category. I have an idea. Let's give listeners a list of Japanese watches worth experiencing.
Okay, that's a good idea. Number 1, Seiko SRPE Dress KX. Perfect starter.
Not bad, Declan. Number 2, Seiko Turtle, iconic diver.
Okay, number 3, I go for Citizen ProMaster Diver, Solar Beast.
Number 4 for me is Citizen Chronomaster, quartz god-tier accuracy.
For number 5, I recommend Casio G-Shock, GA2100 Casio, modern classic.
Number 6 is the famous Casio F91W, the legend.
Number 7, my future holy grail, Grand Seiko SBG A211 Snowflake, the masterpiece.
I'd select for number 8, Grand Seiko SBGH273, seasonal elegance.
That's it, I've run out of ideas. Add my bottle opener, Seiko.
No, I'm not a waiter. Right, before we head for lunch, we've got a few listener questions from around the world. And somehow they're all about Japanese watches, except one, which is, well, you'll see.
I love this part. It's where people realize I'm actually very wise.
Of course. They remember that you once tried to regulate a watch using a butter knife.
Wisdom comes in many forms. Question 1 from Patrick in Cork. Lads, can you explain the difference between Seiko's 6R and 4R movements? I'm thinking of upgrading from my Seiko 5.
Great question, Patrick. Here's the breakdown. 4R movement, found in entry-level Seikos, reliable, simple, easy to service. Accuracy, usually plus 20 to plus 40 seconds per day. Think of it as the dependable workhorse. 6R movement, found in mid-tier Seikos, better accuracy, better finishing. Often has longer power reserve, accuracy plus 10 to plus 15 seconds per day. More refined, more stable, more consistent. If you're upgrading from a Seiko 5, the 6R is a lovely step up. Smoother, cleaner, more precise.
The 4R is like me. The 6R is like Glen.
The 4R doesn't panic buy watches at 3 a.m. If anyone listened to previous episodes, you know what I'm talking about.
Question 2 from Samira in Casablanca in Morocco. Why do Japanese watches often have such strong loom? Is it just marketing, or is there a real reason?
Brilliant question, Samira. There's a real reason, and it's cultural and practical. Japan has a long tradition of functional craftsmanship. When they design a diver, they don't think, how can we make this look cool? They think, can a diver read this at 40 meters? Can a firefighter read this in smoke? Can someone read this in a blackout? Seiko's Lumibrite is engineered to charge fast, glow bright, and last long. It's not a gimmick, it's part of their design philosophy. Purpose first, aesthetic second.
Also, it's great for finding snacks in the dark.
You live like a raccoon. I will check later if you have tritium eyes. Question from Tiago in São Paulo in Brazil. If Casio made a watch specifically for Dec, what features would it have? Oh no.
Finally, a question for me. Tiago, my brother, thank you.
Go on then. What would your custom Casio have?
Right. Picture this. Shock resistance strong enough to survive my decision making. A built-in bottle opener. A panic button that orders pizza. A don't buy that watch alarm that Glen controls remotely. A strap made of indestructible dog-proof material. A loom so bright it can guide aircraft. A feature that tells me where I left my actual watches.
And a voice assistant that only says, Dec, stop. Casio would call it the GA-Chaos-01.
Deal. Limited edition. Only one made, because nobody else could handle it.
Right? Huge thanks to Patrick in Cork, Samira in Casablanca, and Tiago in Sao Paulo. Brilliant questions, educational, insightful, and whatever Tiago's was,
Mine was the best.
yours was the most concerning.
Same thing.
Right before we finish, Dec, what are you doing?
Testing something.
Testing what?
The shock resistance of my G-Shock.
Put the hammer down.
It's science, Glen. For the listeners.
You are not conducting a live durability test in the studio.
Too late.
Jesus Christ.
It survived. Look, not even a scratch.
Oh no, the table didn't survive. It's dented. Why is everything you touch a hazard?
Because I live life at high beat.
You live life at high risk.
Also, I may have accidentally activated every alarm on my Casio at once.
This Casio beeping like a fire drill. Turn it off.
I don't know how.
You've owned that watch for 10 years.
I only use the light button.
Listeners, this is what I deal with weekly. This is why Linda left the country.
She'll be back. She loves chaos.
She loves order. She loves structure. She loves not being trapped in a room with a man who thinks a G-Shock is a percussion instrument.
Speaking of instruments,
Stop. We're moments away from being evicted from the studio.
imagine the headline. Local podcast shut down due to horological percussionist.
I'm begging you, just sit still for 10 seconds.
I can't. My watch is vibrating.
That's because you set the hourly chime to every minute.
That's called efficiency.
That's called madness. Right, folks, that's our Japanese watch special. Seiko, Citizen, Casio, Grand Seiko. Next week, we will return with more chaos and more knowledge.
I learned things today. I forgot most of them already. So next week, to keep my energy level high, I'll bring snacks for us. I can bring more if we are planning to have a guest.
We'll see. I can't make any promises. I'm still working on it. If you enjoyed this madness mixed with actual horology knowledge, hit subscribe. It helps more than you think.
And if you want proper watch content, visuals, breakdowns, and none of my nonsense, head over to Horology Guide on YouTube.
More videos, more education, more quality. Go check it out.
Tell them Glen and Dec sent you. And tell them Glen is the responsible one.
I am indeed. Have a good day, everyone. Mind your balance wheels and don't regulate anything with cutlery.
Arigato and sayonara.